To be fair, his tip about putting mustard, a little bit of mustard on the grilled cheese is a good tip.
It is a fantastic tip.
It's a good tip.
I just can't eat cheese anymore, so he's like,
Wait, does pasteurized processed cheese food product have enough lactose to even count as cheese? Because that shit's 99% oil.
I realistically
cheese,
know.
I begin throwing up. So, and I'm also like not really eager to like understand the boundaries of this because like my stomach just hurts so fucking bad and I become so incredibly debilitated that I'm just kind of now like, okay, I just won't eat cheese anymore.
It could be if it is the lactose, like the harder cheeses.
The harder cheeses, cheese is good.
Oh no, it's because as they dry out and harden, the lactose, goes down.
No, I totally get it, and I believe what you're saying. It's just like it sounds like, oh, you can't handle the hard stuff anymore. Like, oh, alcohol, no cheese.
No, we gotta move. No, we gotta move you out of that. Real basic bitch soft cheese world. We gotta get you into the hard cheese.
The hard
Bro,
cheese.
do you have any oat milk cheese? Can I get some of that oat milk cheese? Almond milk cheese?
I'm a cheese degen, man. I'll put like blue cheese on stuff.
Yeah, you are in fact actually unironically dangerously cheesy.
Puts on sunglasses, dangerously cheesy.
There's never been a container of Velveeta.
I had a great conversation with my neighbor regarding kitchen nightmares because I unironically love that show, and it was cracking up about a recent episode where a guy essentially just mixed 2 different cans of Velveeta together and called it homemade cheese.
God damn it,
chef!
I don't know if that's I don't know if that works, chef.
This is like you get the queso in one hand and like a block of Velveeta in the other, and you just heat it up on the stove. You're like, yeah, feed it to Gordon Ramsay.
I'm dying. Please stop this.
I would love to see a Gordon Ramsay, John Taffer, like Kitchen Nightmare Bar Rescue crossover.
Oh my god, yes. That would be fantastic.
There's bugs in the beer and the chicken is raw!
So much yelling. Oh my gosh. Alright. Well, we won't have Bonsai tonight. We won't have Flicks tonight. So it will be a slightly slim crew. However, I, still have you 3, so we'll press on. Just kidding. Yay! No, I'm just...
Drew, you wanted to play D&D. Can I get some enthusiasm? Yay! Thank you.
That's what I was expecting.
If Drew didn't cheer, I was going to demand that this now be a Warcraft Rumble episode.
Please no. I could probably talk about that for a while though.
I don't know what there's to
but
talk
then
about.
Drew would immediately leave. Immediately leave.
Snap, rage quit the server.
Because if you want a PvP, you gotta learn the hard counters. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Makes you think. Makes you think.
Alright, Bonsai, sorry, but your auras will not be blessing us this day.
Aww.
Aww. But let's soldier on, my friends. Welcome back. It has been a couple weeks since we have played last. We'll do a brief recap to remember where we were, what we are doing, and where we are going. Without our friend Flix and without Bonsai, luckily both of their stories have kind of come to a brief conclusion as we return to Maginox and resolve Rain's impending engagement, Drion's bodyguard internship, which may be coming to an end, and Wangdoodle's sudden appearance. Previously on Arctis Ascended, aboard the Arcane Audacity, a curious visitor, a small blue kobold known as Wangdoodle, was talking to a familiar friend. Your captain, Esther, seemed to know this curious kobold, and as he was sent by Lou to be your ship's cannons, The artificer would prove more than useful and crafted Dreon a fantastic new glaive. As you all return to Maginox with the final piece of the puzzle, the Lunesti Moonblade, in hand, Rain, you ponder a little bit about the nature of moonblades, both in elf and elven society. Generally, these blades are revered in elven society and only work and attune to those it chooses to be worthy. But Eris is not an elf, for what you are aware of. He's a Dhampir, his mother being a dream vampire, and his father a human, which makes him kind of a curiosity in that sense, but you wonder if he is the true chosen one of this Moonblade, or perhaps it is for his mother. But either way, the hilt of the Moonblade contains the final pigment that you need in order to paint the way to the Ice Library, gaining any knowledge that you may be seeking within the depths of Arctis's memory. Now, with the Lunesti Moonblade in hand, you re-aboard your magical airship, powered by a Borean shard containing a ascendant and a powerful demon locked in combat. The magical energy that it's emanating is being put to good use by the artificer Esther, the captain of your ship, as well as Morris Arclight, another friend of Wangdoodle and Luz. Being able to utilize this power to keep your airship aloft, it also allows you to keep the crystal moving, such a beacon of power, the ascendant in their interrupted ascendant state, and the demon with powers unknown, is putting off a significant amount of energy. And on your way back to Maginox, you are all accosted by a flock of curious corpse-light moths that were drawn to the energy your airship was radiating. But thankfully, Dreon, Rain, Bonsai, and Wangdoodle quickly put an end to the magic-eating moths. And some of them, polymorphed into various things without wings and plummeting to their death. By the way, A++ finisher. I definitely appreciated that.
We do it for the content around here.
It's good. It's good. I like that. But now, your destination is right ahead, and you're going to have to decide what is most important to resolve first. Now, as the airship is slowly approaching the city of Maginox, I have to grab a tissue because my nose is deciding to run right now, as it is a speck of light in the distance, you are not accosted by any other flying creatures, and the airship port is within sight. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to do before you hit the city?
No, I think Dreon would probably just want to go get this job done and move on to the next phase of his life.
And what about you, Rain? You have a lot to resolve while you're in Maginox, and this might be your last bit of freedom before getting into more personal responsibilities.
Rain has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my god, this session is gonna be great. Wangdoodle, you can decide if you've been to Maginox or not before, but the Las Vegas for vampires is a popular place for tourists seeking the thrills of the night. But now you're coming to Maginox with a renewed purpose, and you're hearing rumors and whispers about a shift and change in the leadership of this great city. What's on Wangdoodle's mind as he gets closer to Maginox?
Wangdoodle is Wangdoodle is actually putting together a shopping list for a few things, namely anything in a that likes to make a boom sound is probably going to be on a shopping list.
Mm-hmm.
He's heard of it, but he's never been there before, so this will be a fun new experience.
Fantastic. Now, Wangdoodle is a resident of Arctis. Everybody coming in and out of the city via airship does have a lovely Arctis passport. Would Wangdoodle be keeping his on the up and up?
Oh, you have to, especially, you going out doing field research?
He is a licensed ornithopter pilot, after all, so I would assume that his certifications and everything are up to date. And also, having something that will even brave the Arctic winds of Arctis is, well, something for either the owl riders of Borealis or crazy artificer kobolds. So, more power to you.
Yeah, licensed. Yeah, he totally knew that you needed a license for this.
License. Listen. As long as you show them the paper, but you show them that you can fly, they'll believe anything.
He does the Ron Swanson thing. It's like, of course I have a permit.
He just walks into Home Depot. I know more than you.
He just shows the piece of paper. I can do this. Signed Wangdoodle.
Who signed Wangdoodle? Show me your papers.
Sure, do you want letter size or A4?
All right, everybody. We are going to briefly start on the deck of the Arcane Audacity. Everyone has retreated to their rooms in various interplanar spaces in order to prepare to dock at the airship landing. Now, everyone's papers are probably up to date. But as you fly over Maginox on your route and get closer to the airship dock, you see alongside the port a curious, massive cloud of smoke seems to be hanging over the docks. It's hard to even pierce through with the lights of the airship as you fly by, but from your top-down perspective, all you see is a dusty, choking cloud that is slowly dissipating, and you think you barely see the tip of a pyramid? Something has emerged from the docks.
Is that a fucking pyramid?
Has thrown a lot of rubble around.
Drion, was that always there?
And seems to be inexplicably in the center of the docks of Maginox.
What the fuck?
I'm not crazy, right? I've never been to the docks, but there wasn't a giant pyramid there, right?
Not while I was working down there.
Huh.
That doesn't seem architecturally sound. Just saying.
Nothing about Maginox ever seems anything sound.
Well, that's just fascinating. I can't wait to find out more about this.
The airship does lazy circles, 1, 2, around the cloud of smoke that has appeared over the city. And as Esther seems to be getting a better view in so she can park safely, yep, it is definitely a massive pyramid, 3 sides, all brick, sandstone. Drion, I will let you do a history check.
Yeah. Hold on, okay, I had to find it.
Fuck history.
Bro, Christina, I ain't living for the past, okay? I'm about the future.
Yep, that's a pyramid. What do you do?
Well, okay then.
When did Dreon? Yeah, so Dreon was in Maginox. What, like in in-game time, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
It's probably been a couple of weeks, realistically. Like
yeah, it's
we
been a
blow
little bit longer.
through. We blow past a lot of
downtime.
We basically are
just
speed running Arctis at all times.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Dreon. So Dreon looks over, shrugs. Well, last time I was here, that was not. So who fucking knows?
Also, it's like smoking. Like this is like a recent catastrophe that has occurred. Like obviously people in distress.
Oh yeah, the dust and debris that has been unearthed because of this pyramid jutting through the ground has definitely hung in the air and created a miasma over the docks area.
Esther, can you take us down near that pyramid? We have sacrificed quite a lot to secure Maginox. I'm not about to let somebody level it to the ground now.
You hear from behind the curtain. Right away! Just trying to get a better vantage point. What is that? Is that a... You just hear... I don't remember that being there.
I am fairly confident they don't have a permit.
We'll put you down, close to the docks. One moment, please. I just need to put you all on the scene. Give me just a second. As Esther places you a little bit away from the docks before heading back over to the airship landing, you notice that, well, it is chaos here in the docks as a massive pyramid has appeared in the center. Buildings that most likely were underneath the pyramid at some point seem to have been upended, and rubble lies everywhere strewn across the bridges, and other shops are currently in disarray. Various visitors and other people, tourists visiting Maginox, are either shocked, staring at the pyramid in awe. They don't understand what has happened, but maybe this is just a part of the city's charm? Question mark? There's no one screaming, right?
Would you allow Dreon to do another history check now that he's closer?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. The massive sandstone blocks of the pyramid look too large for any one human, or elf or Leonin, to place themselves, and it rises into the air, perhaps 80, 90 feet.
Dreon steps forward and gives it an appraising look. With an 8, does he recognize anything?
The only time you've even seen or heard of anything, or anyone mentioning a pyramid, would be in Feronia. But there has never been a mention of a pyramid outside of Feronia.
Dreon, stares at it for a while, and you notice that he starts looking around furtively.
You, even with an 8 history check, you remember, you are not in Feronia.
Yeah. He looks over to Rain and then to Wangdoodle. And then he leans in. He leans in very closely to Rain. That's not supposed to be here, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Rain will bend down and help this this little goblin up.
Oh,
Are you okay? What happened here? Why is there a fucking pyramid in the middle of the docks?
she's rubbing her arm, which appears to be wounded, possibly sprained or broken. She holds her elbow as you help her up.
That sounds like a problem for a different type of caster.
I don't know. I was just looking around the docks and enjoying the evening, and suddenly there was this rumble, and it appeared out of nowhere, just came up from the ground. There were houses there.
Okay, you stay here, or better yet, go get somewhere safe, far away from here.
How did I become invisible, Christina?
Okay, wait 1 second, Rain. I have a new mod. It's called Perceptive, which will, if you roll stealth, it'll put you in invisible state. And if you're invisible, things will try and perceive you, and it'll happen automatically. So if they see you through your 12 roll, then you'll become unstealthed because you'll be spotted.
Please tell me they all. What are you
Baldur's Gate.
hiding?
Yeah, what are you hiding?
Okay, great.
Boy, you there.
So Drion gets closer to the pyramid, and kind of crouches down and begins moving more quietly.
Rain, Drion appears to be doing cat things.
Does Rain have any idea what the hell this thing is?
Well, it's a pyramid.
Okay.
Rain, you can make me a history check with advantage.
I was trying to let Catboy do Catboy things, but...
We allowed the resident Feronian to try, but turns out the warrior is not one for the books. Rain with a 24. Feronian pyramids have not been built or have occurred within Arctis for hundreds of years, even before Polaris was Polaris, and undead were still roaming the area of the night. The pyramids that were built with Feronian sandstone are primarily built within Feronia, and their unique shape and structure allows them to resist some of the very abrasive sandstorms that run across the region. They're also used as a tomb for powerful emperors that used to rule Feronia, way, way before the Leonin tribes were even a thing. But now Feronia is run by these Leonin tribes, and the once powerful undead mummy lords of Feronia are long forgotten.
Rion, by chance, could anybody possibly be aware of your bargain with Eris? Because that's fucking Feronian.
Drion takes a long deep breath. I don't think so.
Drion, you don't think you have any foes that have the power to summon, well, a pyramid.
But you did mention that this quarry of yours is rather powerful?
Sorry, there's a bit of lag. The internet here is not amazing. Can you repeat that?
No, for Drion, none of your rivals or foes are powerful enough to summon a pyramid. At least, not that you know of.
Okay, so Drion looks over to Rain, thinks for a minute. I had a run-in with someone from another tribe a while ago, but he's too fucking stupid to do this.
Is he too stupid to tell somebody who could do this?
No, I haven't seen him in quite a while, honestly. There's no way he'd know about what happened between Eris and I.
I'm moderately concerned that perhaps House Vicadus was not the only leader in league with Tiamat, and at this point, if Maginox is free of her influence, it might be a target. I'm concerned that these things are not just a coincidence.
Well, Best thing to do is investigate, I guess.
Indeed. Can we, like, get
Dreon
across?
it's 10 feet. Dreon just jumps up.
Dreon, you jump up on top of the rubble. Your, let's see, perception allows you to see that this was probably once the walls to a house, and some of the tiles that crunch underneath your feet were probably roof tiles.
Dreon is going to... Are there any visible entrances to the pyramid?
From your vantage point, there are no entrances along this wall. The sandstone blocks are about 9 to 10 feet in height each.
Dreon looks at Rain. Can't you use magic to contact Eris or something?
I could, but it's kind of expensive.
Pay-as-you-go plan, huh?
Yeah, kinda. Gotta pay for minutes and shit.
Dreon jumps back up. Wagdoodle, can you even get up here?
I think so. I can give it a try.
Dreon holds down his one of his paws.
With Dreon's help, Wangdoodle, you will not need to make a check. You are very small.
Dreon grabs Wangdoodle and holds him like a football and jumps down.
You are grappled.
Wow!
And move with Dreon.
Dreon
who's the little
down.
baby?
Dreon sets you down gingerly. Come on.
Thanks. You're really strong.
Rain, around the other side, more rubble, a panicked goblin. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! You see the familiar back of the head of Callie Lunesti.
Is she familiar, though?
She is familiar. Not to anybody as a player, apparently. But the Moon Sage Trader, now turned once again to House Lunesti, is kneeling next to a Minotaur. And the Minotaur is sitting down and holding his head. He looks either wounded or stunned. And she has a gentle hand on his muscular arm. In front of the entrance to this pyramid are two shadowy specters. Ghosts, or shades. Both of them appear to have small signs hanging around their ephemeral necks, though you cannot read what they say from your vantage point. Although these ghosts and specters may be a uncommon sight in Maginox, they do appear to be guarding that door.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna read the sign.
Greg the Shadow turns towards you. The sign says, "Do not enter."
Callie, what the fuck is going on?
Callie turns towards you. Rain, you're back. I mean, Lady Silversong. It is good to see you.
Yeah, why is there a giant fucking pyramid here?
I don't know. We were having meetings with some of the members of the Maginox Merchants Guild, like more here. And suddenly there was a sound, an explosion from outside. We came running out to see if anyone was wounded, and this massive pyramid was here.
Where's Eris? Is Eris okay?
Eris is fine. Him and Alara went back to... Oh, well... She clears her throat and pauses suddenly. Yes, they went back to House Lunesti.
Oh, there's a House Lunesti now. How lovely. What the fuck is with these shadowy things? Why do they have a sight? Who are they?
I'm not sure, but they came from the pyramid, and Moore here insists that, well, some of the newest members of the Maginox Merchants Guild went into the pyramid to see about, well, Larix, maybe. Larix is one of our local apothecaries and one of the most respected people of the Merchants Guild. Moore says that he briefly saw him within the pyramid, but we haven't seen him come out yet.
Okay. Honestly, all of your answers to my questions have only spawned more questions.
Understandably so, but Eris and Alara made sure that, well, things around the docks were at the very least safe, and that the people were safe. There are still some curious tourists lingering around, but I can't stop all of them and help more. There are a coterie of merchants already looking within the pyramid, and, well, the signs that said "do not enter." More. Where did those come from? Azrael? Someone named Azrael, I suppose, created them.
What the hell is an Azrael?
I don't. Someone, I suppose, that can make little small ghosts with signs on them, I suppose. But Azrael and I believe that his name was Coslow, and there was the Earth Ganassi named Grabella. They went into
The fuck, he's still alive?
You
yes.
know them, Drion.
Well, I thought maybe the Azrael might have just been someone else, but no, it's probably them.
If you're acquainted, it's Azrael and Grabella, Coslow, and one of the dockmasters, Seaswab, went in to investigate and make sure that they could find Larix.
Is Larix the only person unaccounted for, then?
Callie nods. The rest of the merchants are, well, either stunned, fine, or off put by the giant pyramid upending them. But yes, the only one unaccounted for is Larix.
Drion looks over at Arain. I don't know this Grabella or this Sea Swap, but I'm gonna level with you. Kazo and Azrael's outfit, not what I'd call competent, so if you care about this person, you might want to make sure other people go in and try to find them.
That is concerning.
That is not how that was framed to me. They seem to be well respected, powerful, even having, taking the docks and ensuring that the merchants were safe. They've been nothing but compassionate and helpful since they've been here.
Until a pyramid landed on everyone's head.
And then they immediately went inside to find anyone who might be in there or wounded, without really any hesitation.
At the mention of powerful and well-respected, Drion is unable to hide his brow fucking shooting like way off his face.
They've done more for this city, in recent weeks than, she clears her throat.
I guess people can change, but my last run-in with them did not leave me particularly inspired.
They've certainly done their due diligence. Certainly around the docks, there was a contingent of Vykaden and perhaps even Hamaki stragglers who took to ships and tried to plunder anything that might have been coming into or leaving Maginox. And they put an end to that too, damnable pirates.
Are you saying then that Eris and Alara trust them?
She nods. Most definitely. Their actions have been selfless and incredibly helpful to getting the city back on track.
Okay. And we're confident that this isn't like the start of some kind of an invasion from Veronia or some shit like that?
Veronia doesn't invade.
Callie raises an eyebrow. How would you think someone summoned this pyramid here?
I have no idea. I mean, magic, obviously. Or maybe it flies. I don't know.
I'm sorry, perhaps No, but perhaps I'm missing something. Why would Feronia want to invade Maginox?
Because it's a big fuck all. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I have a suspicion why. But because there's a giant fuck all Feronian pyramid in the middle of the docks.
Greg hisses at you, Wangdoodle. And he taps his wooden sign on his chest.
Whoa, I wasn't gonna go anywhere. I was just checking out the, the construction material of this stuff.
Sorry. Rain, I understand that this might be very stressful for you, but I assure you that no one from Feronia is invading. That we don't have any Feronian enemies.
Oh, we don't.
Creon shrugs and looks over at Rain. Feronia wouldn't care at all about Maginox.
Mm-hmm. Unless there was somebody in league with Tiamat. Borealis was invaded by followers of Tiamat.
What, you mean the stuff about Marin?
Perhaps. I know nothing about Feronia.
Creon kind of paused with that.
The Minotaur in the back kind of grunts, and he shifts up and sits up from the ground a little bit. He holds up a hand. I was in the pyramid when it came down. I didn't see much, but when I came to, there was a scorpion. It's bigger than a horse. It had me in its pincer.
Wait, you were in the pyramid when it dropped?
I was at home.
Oh.
Oh, and home is under there now.
He nods.
Insurance.
It was just darkness for a second. And then when I came to, I was being held aloft by a scorpion the size of an elephant.
Well, okay, hold on now. Actually, that does kind of answer a question. Because you weren't just crushed under a pyramid. You were shunted inside of a pyramid.
He nods.
Well, that means that it teleported here of some kind. It didn't land.
What could teleport an entire pyramid here? And could they have not done it on my fucking house?
I don't know what could have possibly teleported a pyramid here, like a magic bean or something. Something ridiculous.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I agree. I was making a joke more.
Alright, I feel like we're wasting time here. Do we need to go inside this thing?
Nothing has come out of the pyramid yet, which leads me to believe that, well, we're not being invaded by some army. But until we get word from Coslow and Grabella and the others that went inside, the Lunestis do not want any casualties. Please, let them take care of it. And we have other things to, well, discuss while you're back, Rain. Possibly more pressing issues than the massive, sudden appearance of this pyramid. And I don't say that lightly.
No weird priorities.
We've gone from concerned to even more concerned. Your bedside manner is impeccable, Callie.
I'm a bodyguard, not an emissary.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation about exactly how that happened too, because the last time I remember, you were trying to murder us and everybody around.
A desire to live, a lack of a certain Borean shard embedded in my skull.
Mm-hmm.
All of circumstances change, right?
Indeed. I just don't exactly recall you being particularly remorseful about your role and everything, but that's a topic for another time. Can you point us to House Lunesti here, then? I would hate to take you away from guard duty.
Well, I have been trying to make sure that nobody's been poking around the pyramid like curious tourists or small kobolds. She looks at Wangdoodle. We don't know what's inside, and we already have people in there checking it out.
Yeah, but did you have anyone check out what it's made out of?
She looks at it. What? Stone?
Yeah, but what are the properties of the stone? Is it porous? Is it, is it dense? How is it able to, move through material space like that? Come out without any kind of distortion or any kind of damage or any kind of possible misrearrangement?
She looks at Rain, searching for help.
I mean, he's got a point, but like Wangdoodle, maybe not the highest priority at the moment.
We'll get
you're right,
more
I'm sorry.
information soon. Let's just be thankful this didn't appear under our very newly renovated House Lunesti.
Indeed.
Doodle taps on Rain's side. Hey, Rain.
Yes.
What's this House Lunesti that everyone keeps talking about?
House Lunesti is one of the ruling houses of Maginox, recently re-established.
Okay, so like a new management kind of thing.
Yes. I mean, there's like a ruling council, so we murdered like half the ruling council and installed a new part of the ruling council the last time we were here. Not the last time. It's been a while.
Callie
Only
opens
half,
her
though?
mouth, and then closes it very quickly, and then doesn't say anything.
Eris is the heir of House Lunesti. That's whose moonblade we recovered, Wangdoodle.
Oh, okay. This is all making sense now. Thank you.
And Harris was the guy who sent me over to, and he makes air quotes, protect Rain.
I also happen to be engaged to Eris.
Oh, well, congratulations. I guess. I think. Yeah, that's what people say, right?
Congratulations are appropriate. Thank you.
Um,
It's just been a really busy time.
Yes, there was supposed to be, a whole thing when Rain got back. The meetings with the merchants ended up going long, and then, well, an inexplicable pyramid appeared. But, Callie is patting her pockets. This is not how this was supposed to go at all, but... she pulls out a key that has a crescent moon on it. The crescent moon, the curved side is facing south, and there are sharp points coming off. It looks kind of like a closed eyelid. She hands you the key.
Thank you. I assume this is to the house?
It is.
Oh.
Eris wanted me to make sure that you got this personally. This is the master key to House Lunesti, and we'll be seeing it in a newly renovated state. Eris and Lara have been, well, beseeching all of the merchants, like more here, for everything that they could possibly muster to get the house back in workable shape.
So that's why we couldn't get any fucking wood for the fucking bar. Sorry.
Everything went to House Lunesti. But
Rain is mad and she does not know why.
after the Vicadans came in, and a combination of burning and trying to tear everything down, we've got it back into a, well, rather suitable state, thanks to most of the hard workers of Maginox. She squeezes Moore's arm, and Moore nods.
Well, if you are confident that you have everything under control here, could you point us in the direction of House Lunesti? We do actually have good news.
Oh, what is that?
We recovered the Moonblade. What we set out to do.
Callie puts a hand over her mouth. You've actually found it.
Of course, did you think we wouldn't?
I was concerned it would be forever lost. Callie looks like she is having a genuinely emotional moment at the mention of the Moonblade, and she's searching Rain with her eyes, looking to see if she can even catch a glimpse of the fabled blade.
And Rain looks back at Callie mildly insulted.
She meets Rain's gaze and turns a deeper shade of purple. My apologies. That sword is quite revered amongst our people.
Well, I mean, I would expect it to be. It is a moonblade after all, but I don't think this is the appropriate venue to just whip it out. You know what I mean?
Of course, I got my excitement a little bit ahead of me. Are you all right? Would you make sure that if anything comes out of this pyramid, that you let them know right away? He grunts and nods. He goes and stands by the entrance. I think Moors will have it taken care of. Come along. I will show you to your future home.
I don't know why you said it kind of vaguely sinisterly like that, Callie.
What? Sinister?
You had like that little sinister twinge at the end, you know?
Well, I would say it's not your current home. You haven't even seen it yet.
Drian looks back at the pyramid. Are you sure we shouldn't go in there?
That is the thing I am least sure about. Probably in existence right now, Drian.
I'm not going to keep sending people in there and have them not come out.
I get that maybe Kozlo and Azrael have turned it around, but I gotta be honest, I really wouldn't count on them to get it done.
Well,
Doodle intentionally avoids making any eye contact anytime the name Kozlo is mentioned.
Give them time. A little bit of time, Drian. Alara and Eris have faith in them, and so do I.
Drian shrugs.
Hey, I know we said this wasn't the right time, but does this city have a lot of like subsurface infrastructure?
She turns around. There is a subthermal geothermic plant that does warm the city outside of Maginox, yes.
Okay, I was thinking more like, tunnels or any kind of like storage or cellar, catacomb kind of things. Because, when these pyramids came in, if they didn't come in flush with the ground, it could have caused some, seismic damage.
Callie thinks and turns around. Well, Wangdoodle, if you must know, the area under Maginox is quite riddled with holes. There's a series of caves and tunnels winding down under Maginox that leads to the lava elf city of Vakaris. The Vakarans live
what?
there. What?
how am I just now hearing that there's an entire city of elves beneath us?
There are lots of things that live beneath us, Rain. But maybe if you spent more time in Maginox, we would not be having such basic discussions.
This is the direction we want this conversation to go. Is that it, Callie?
Callie really just fucking wrinkles her nose. I'm sorry, Lady Silversong.
Wait, why are you being so... I'm a very minor noble in a completely different continent, Callie. Calm down. Technically speaking, I don't even think I could technically call myself a noble. I am exiled. I don't know how that works.
You too, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Callie is very quiet for the rest of the trip to House Lunesti. One moment, please.
Wangdoodle completely missed that entire exchange. He was too busy thinking about how to safely audit, underground tunnel systems.
I just want to say, Wangdoodle's RP so far is my favorite RP in the world.
It's pretty great. Random questions.
Yeah. I believe
Wait a
that you as the character, you are very concerned about all this.
He's got a point. Underneath Maginox is literally Swiss cheese.
That's not built up to code.
Not that Wangdoodle is concerned about things being up to code.
That's fair.
Whoa. Listen, I don't. Hey, listen. I know enough about ethics. It's fine.
I went Italian Wang Doodle. Hey,
Hey.
Look. There's up to code, and then there's up to code. You know what I mean? Gabagoo.
You know, look, the engine broke down. You know, we had to give it a little bit of the gabagool. You know, the special juice. It's running. Don't turn it left, but it's running.
Hey, you asked for a glaive that hits people. I give you glaive that hits people. Bada bing boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. All right,
Hey,
everybody.
you want some subwoofers on that? You want to make it explode? What do you want?
Oh
You
my
tell
god!
me. I'll fix you.
Can I get hydraulics on my glaive?
Yeah, we can make it happen.
We can. On the opposite end of Maginox, away from the ruins of the vampire mansion that once belonged to the Vicadans, is House Lunesti, the once great and former house was mostly destroyed as it was raided by the Vicadans and the Hamaki and the other warring houses of Maginox. But now, with the help of the Maginox Merchants Guild and putting most of the laborers in Maginox to work, House Lunesti has been rebuilt. You can see as you approach the walls to this impressive keep, kobolds that have been loading carts with rocks and rubble and other broken and burnt pieces of wood that have been salvaged from the keep. They push these carts down the paths, away, large trash piles heaped away from House Lunesti proper. Some kobolds, with glasses and goggles, trowels and troughs, are putting in various pieces of masonry between the rocks, finishing up the last bits of the castle. And Callie stops in front of the gate that has been built. Massive iron bars stand before you, blocking you from the main wooden doors of the house. And the familiar sigil, the crescent moon that looks like the closed eye, are emblazoned on the heavy wood of the doors. Callie gestures to the center gate. Here you are, Rain. Welcome home to House Lunesti. We have a lot to discuss while you're here, but I'm hoping that somebody better than I can fill you in on some of the details. The Merchants Guild has been hard at work rebuilding the house, and it means a lot to Eris to introduce you to the home.
It's impressive work and what feels like a really short period of time.
A little bit of hard work, a little bit of gold, and a little bit of magic. We'll get the soot out of anything. But go on. You've got that key. Unlock the door.
Oh man, now to remember the hotkey for that.
Hmm.
Hey, there we go. Oh, gotta push open the door now. Oh, look, more doors.
Yeah. We learned that perhaps another gate might help against a vampire onslaught.
Also, just so you know, Christina, I did zoom all the way out to make sure that House Lunesti was approximately the same map dimensions as fucking House Hamaki.
No, why would that be?
I just look. We don't need to have Castle Envy introduced into this game.
Hmm.
I mean, it's all about who has the bigger weapons to defend that home, you know what I'm saying?
Perhaps, the kobold is still outside.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm still getting used to him. He looks back. Wang Doodle, you're kind of small. I need you to keep up so I don't lose you.
Oh, sorry, I was taking some notes. I'm catching up.
so many sound effects.
Rain, as you open the door to the inner part of the keep, immediately you see the mildly surprised face of a Hamaki drow turn and look at you. But instead of the unfriendly scowls from the bat-eared drow, he gives you a warm and friendly smile. With a broom in his hand, he is sweeping the cobblestones and looks happy to be doing it. The cobblestone paths, one veering off to the left, goes to a small building that has a sign on the front of the door. You can barely make out the words, but you think it says jail? Two massive double doors to the north are surrounded by a curious crew. A raven's blood raven, a purple-skinned elf with silky white hair, and a red-skinned hobgoblin are all standing in the courtyard, having a fevered discussion. Very far to the east, you can see a laboring minotaur. He has a massive shovel, and he's heaping in rocks to a nearby cart in order to transport it outside the castle walls. The loyalist continues sweeping happily.
I'm sorry, I can't get over the scared, liberated goblin all the way to the west. That fucking face.
Well, welcome home. Suppose this is the first time you've seen House Lunesti in, well, this state. We even had some of the gardeners from the Night Bloom Garden landscape the area. Catherine has been very adamant that we make sure House Lunesti is well landscaped.
It's lovely that so many people have come together to welcome the Lunestis back.
I think, as Callie shuts the doors behind you, that is mostly because of you. And your friends, of course. But without you and your help and contributions, some of these Hamaki wouldn't be freed to make their own choices. And now that, well, your house controls House Hamaki, they are loyal to you. Some of them are happy to be alive. She looks at the loyalist just sweeping. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. Go ahead, no.
Well, we've given them purpose and a second chance. We don't want to be barbarians.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were given second chances, Callie.
She looks at you, myself included.
Dreon grunts at that.
Speaking of second chances, we do have a passenger aboard the airship that it would be nice to send for eventually. She is the daughter of the previous Fey Queen of these lands. We met her on our way to find the Moonblade, in fact.
Callie nods. I'm sure if we sent for her, she would arrive in due haste.
Once, Esther finds a place to land with the fucking pyramid and everything, of course.
Of course.
Why do we have a jail on premises? Is that what that actually says?
It is a temporary holding facility for those that we have found still poking around the castle walls. We've had a couple of incidents, minor theft, from some stray Hamaki. We've given them some light incarceration, to give them some time to think about their actions.
Light incarceration. Very good. Okay.
Best
Not going
just
to
to
ask
put
what
him
that
down.
means.
We can visit the jail if you like. There's only one person in there, though.
Anybody we know?
No, just some random hamaki trying to weasel their way in and steal what they can find.
Well, that seems fine. Honestly,
Is
Drion,
it
I think you and
properly reported?
Akashba would have gotten along very well. Akashba's response to the Hamaki was to just burn them all.
Yeah, I don't know what his reasoning was, but we got a saying out in Feronia. We don't forgive our enemies until they're hanged.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, what was that, Wang Doodle? I imagine it was not quite as grim.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about your jail and wondering if it was properly reinforced to, prevent against escape. Someone breaking out forcibly, perhaps.
Honestly, it's quite ramshackle, and if somebody really, really wanted to escape, they probably could. It's more meant to give people the option to think about what they've done.
Oh, no. That really won't do at all. Because, all you need is for one person to say, I don't think so, hit you with some kind of reverse counteraction thing, and then just walk right out the door.
You might be right. Perhaps we could use some reinforcement. Could we use your expertise, then?
No, unfortunately, Wang Doodle is actually on lease to the Ascended. He is our deck guns.
I see.
Because Lou is very dishonest.
Lou. I am not familiar with whoever Lou is, but...
Consider yourself lucky, Callie.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Lord Wangdoodle.
Wangdoodle walks over, etching something into a spare piece of scrap metal he had with his artificer equipment. And when he finishes the etching, you can see a quick little bolt of lightning arc across the runes. And he hands over the piece of scrap metal to Kelly. Now, listen, I'm they've got a point, so I can't really do a whole lot. But at the very least, if you can get this onto the gate, it will, it'll at least shock them and stop them from trying to open the door.
Oh, marvelous. You made that so quickly.
It's really kind of just rudimentary. It's not going to do a whole lot. It'll stop them about 10 times. Then after that, we'll have to try to find a better solution. But that should be something for you for now.
Well, as they say, shock me once, shame on me. Shock me 10 times.
Well, at that point, you're paying for it. I'm sorry, that's probably not what you say. I'm just Wang Doodle just starts shuffling away. I'm just gonna go now. Bye.
I kind of thought Wang Doodle was giving her his business card, which I guess is kind of the same thing, honestly.
The raven folk, the hobgoblin, and the strange dark-eyed purple-skinned elf are all talking feverishly. They seem to be talking about something about the castle walls, and one of them, the guild member, is trying to get them to decide on the color of the mortar. The Ravenfolk guard clearly insists on the light mortar, while the Lunesti Somnivore thinks the dark mortar would bring out the beautiful arrangement of the rocks the kobold masons have worked so hard on. They all... As the Lunesti Somnivore stops talking, she looks at Rain, and then at Dreon and Wangdoodle, and then at Callie. Callie just kind of nods and shrugs. Oh.
Oh, please, don't stop your riveting conversation on my account. We're just passing through.
We, Lady Silversong, we were not expecting you, so soon. We were just finishing up some of the, she seems to be a little nervous, but very confident in her abilities. Some of the finishing touches in the final mortaring. Forgive me, you should not be partial to such minor quibbles. We shall take this elsewhere.
Oh, you're fine. You're doing work. It's fine. Everything is fine. Why is it? Stop being weird. Don't be weird.
She does a very large and graceful bow. It is good to see you hale and whole, Lady Silversong.
Rain, does, a bow back. Yes, it's lovely to meet you.
You have no idea who this is.
Meet you. Rain trails off. Okay, I thought if we were doing, the whole courtly niceties, you'd at least introduce yourself.
Oh, you want my name? Yes? Yeah, she now seems very excited. My name is Ariana.
Pleasure to meet you, Ariana. And you fine gentlemen?
The raven looks at you. Miss Silversong, Madam Ravensblood, sends her regards. She hopes you enjoy the beautiful flowers she's helped place around the precipice of your new castle.
They are quite lovely.
But thank you. She would be very glad to hear that you like her flower choices.
Trion looks over at Rain. Is this Lady Silversong shit gonna happen everywhere we go?
And honestly, it's been a really long time since anybody's referred to me as that. I'm not really sure. I don't know why it's happening now, actually.
Well, if everyone's gonna do it, I guess, and then Trion does a very motley-looking attempt at a deep bow.
Trion, I will disintegrate you.
And Lady Silversong, and he holds out a paw.
Alright, I'm going to go inside and find Eris because we have a lot to talk about. But you're all doing great work. Keep up the good work. All of those mortal choices are great. Whatever you choose. Bye.
Callie, I do believe that they're still holding... No, they're gone. Do you go inside?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna pause it here real quick. As you look inside the main chamber to House Lunesti, the similar closed eye and now fanged motif of the crescent moon and the vampire teeth becomes slightly more pronounced. You might have to get used to this. Now, in the center chamber is one, maybe two familiar figures. First, the vampire Tina that you had rescued stands at the forefront of the crowd, and one of the small goblins that you have saved from House Hamaki, wearing a clean and neat maid frock, wrings her hands and looks at the assembled. There are two dark-skinned elves with long flowing hair, both staring and talking to a third elf. This one with fairer skin, darker hair tied up into a bun, and short, stockier ears that are more similar to Rain's than any of the elves that you have seen on Arctis. Rain, as you open the door, you do recognize Tina. You do recognize the small goblin that you rescued from House Hamaki. But the stern-looking elf with the done-up hair causes a bit of unease to settle in your stomach. You notice the crests on her clothing The twilight-colored robes, dotted with stars, are from a very familiar court. A court on a strange southern continent that you have been exiled from. And a familiar house sigil. House Crichton.
Recognizing that, Drion probably notices that Rain's hand goes to the hilt of her sword, defensively.
Drion does notice that, and like is still in taking the piss mode, and he looks, what troubles you, Lady Silversong?
Yes. Now, one moment, please. Yes. The snooty-looking elf, with the glasses perched on her nose, pushes them up with the tips of her fingers and produces a small magical scroll which floats in front of her. A quill that floats alongside the scroll scrolls out words as she is talking to the two dark-skinned elves in the room. Yes. And as a part of my residency, we shall make sure we do scour any and all magical items for potential taint. She makes a noise as she looks back towards the door that is opened and sees Rain. And a neatly, groomed eyebrow shoots up. Well. It appears that Lady Silversong has appeared a bit in front. Excuse me. Sorry, DM is being stupid. A bit ahead of schedule. Tina clears her throat. Lady Silversong, welcome home. We were not expecting you so soon.
That's what everybody keeps saying. I'm not entirely sure when you were expecting me back. Rain does kind of maintain a slightly defensive posture and just keeps snooty elf in front of her. Were we interrupting something?
Drion, what are you looking at?
Drion is looking to see if, like, Rain has actually, like, withdrawn her hand from her weapon, because she also, like, just did not even acknowledge the barb, which is very unlike her.
Right.
She's not pulling her weapon, but she is keeping her hand there as if she would like to be able to draw at a moment's notice if necessary, without being, like, obviously brandishing, right? Like she has her hand on the end of it.
Drion notices this, and he actually, like, just... Yeah, you know, no, he would actually just go ahead and, like, take his glaive off his back and hold it at his side.
It's lovely to see you again, Tina.
It is lovely to be here, Rain, and thank you for the opportunity. Your current guests are as followed. She gestures to Lucia. Lady Lucia Crichton, from the southern lands, has arrived with the designate from the Twilight Court, as they have spoken with the Lunestes regarding your upcoming engagement.
Oh, who's the designate?
Lucia pushes up her glasses again. Well, you've just missed her. But it was none other than Queen Celine herself.
Rain has like Rain had a very cocky, like, confident face, and her face just falls.
Oh, forgive
Rain's
me.
here?
Briefly, but she left one of her, what do you call them? Witchblades. She must be roaming about.
Where? Who? Where?
Oh, dear, I see you have, much to catch up on. Well, Kire is somewhere in the castle grounds, most likely making sure there's no dangers about. I am too important to be damaged. Lucius smirks at you.
Rain almost just doesn't even acknowledge, like, the little quip at the end. She's really excited.
The bait.
Yeah. Almost enough to let her guard down. Well, please, can somebody take me to... Can somebody show me to Eris? Or Kira? Anybody would be lovely right now. This is all very strange. But...
Oh, no, I actually enjoy watching you struggle in confusion a little bit, Rain. I'm going to enjoy this.
You're very fucking annoying, Drion blurts out.
She writes something on her scroll that is floating in midair without use of her hands. The Feronian speaks.
Does Rain even know who this person is? Like, has Rain ever met her before?
No, actually. Rain has not met her.
Then Rain will be
Jab, he just
slightly more at ease.
he takes a step forward with his glaive a little bit more pointed at.
Tina, would you be a dear and please show us to Eris? We do have very important information to impart to him. And frankly, there's a lot going on right now.
Of course. Get him right away for you. She begins to walk towards the western door, before it literally bursts open. And Eris stands there in half a sweat, in some pretty shoddy clothing. Definitely not ready for looking princely by any means. Half out of breath, he bursts into the door and looks frantically around, eyes locking on Rain. And he lets out a sigh of relief.
Oh, there we are. Okay. Ray just beelines to Eris. Thank you so much, Tina. You were lovely.
Makes my job easy.
Rain locks eyes with Eris. What the fuck is going on?
Eris. He's like cringing because he
better be.
He doesn't know what you know or what you don't know, and he's trying to gauge your reaction. And then you haven't killed him or gutted him yet.
Nope, that hasn't happened.
One moment.
The house is lovely, but this is like a lot, Eris.
This is not at all how Rain knew. I thought he puts his hands on Rain's shoulders. I'm sorry everything is such a mess. I wanted this to be
Yes. We're
special.
so sorry for inconveniencing everybody that we finished our mission earlier than apparently was on the roadmap.
He hugs Rain.
Ray throws her arms around him. It is good to see you, though.
Behind you, Lucia lets out a very long and loud yawn.
I might kill her, though. That might happen. Rain whispers in Eris's ear.
She's doing it on purpose, but you're going to have to tolerate her for a little while. We have a lot to discuss. Come, bring Drion and bring...
Oh, that's Wangdoodle. Wangdoodle, Eris, Wangdoodle.
the young kobold, smart-looking kobold.
Wangdoodle comes up and stands as upright as possible, knowing full well he will not reach the height of his compatriots here. And said, "Hi, William H. Wangdoodle, artillery specialist. Nice to meet you."
A purple-skinned Dhampir, with slightly pointed ears, stands in front of you. He looks quite disheveled, a kind of frumpled mess wearing commoner's clothes. A few...
Drion. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. He has a couple moon crescent barrettes in his hair that seem to be fashioned out of silver. Drion?
Drion walks up to Eris and gets in his face. "I need to talk to you."
Yes, all of this. Come, we
Driana.
should do it in a slightly more private room. Thank you, Tina. Can you see that Lady Crichton is seen to? Of course. Yes, Miss Crichton, how may I make you comfortable? Certainly, we shouldn't be... Kira shuts the door. Kira, a small satyr with curly brown hair, sits with folded arms leaning against the wall behind Eris. She has small furry ears and bright green eyes, and is wearing a tunic made of softly clinking scale mail. Her visible hooves make neat little clopping sounds as they hit the cobblestone underneath her. Rain, she is a familiar figure to you.
Yeah, Rain sees Kira and locks eyes, just shouts, "Sister!" and runs and just hugs Kira.
She smiles and gives Rain a very warm hug. It's good
I
to
never
see
thought I'd
you.
see any of you again.
We didn't either. Since your exile, we thought you dead. I'm good to see that it's not the case. And
Not
even
for lack of trying.
it's even better to hear that our courts may be reunited once again, and we can have you back, Rain.
Yes. I guess.
Eris is making a face. Yes, we should discuss that, Kira. Come, please, everyone, not in the hallway. Not in that hallway either. Oh. What did I say?
Do we have
Nothing.
the telepathic bond up?
Sure. I mean, it's a normal thing that we would do, so sure.
You hear it in your head. "He's wound up a lot tighter when he's around you."
Is he?
I mean, Drion's interaction with Eris was he was a lot more the prince than he was the whatever this is.
Panic.
Yeah.
Yes, my friends, please, may we have the room? Yes, of course, Yes, of course, my king. Of course. You hear them refer to Eris as my king.
I'm sorry, what now?
Lady of Silversong. Whoops.
Nope,
I just
that wasn't-
I shunted them out a wall, my bad.
I'm sorry, Eris, what did that rather long-eared elf say?
Surely something very respectful for my current status, please. Everyone inside?
Wang Doodle
Kira-
is following behind, trying to stay quiet. He's basically like the friend that's been invited to the family gathering, but then the parents start fighting in another room.
Kira goes to the corner where there is a potted plant, and she checks the water level in the soil. The gardeners do a fantastic job here, I must say. Yes, Catherine is very good at gardening, but Eris just seems like he does not give less of a shit.
Drion looks across the table. Are you aware that there's a giant pyramid in your harbor?
Oh my god, I completely forgot.
Yes, entirely aware there's a giant pyramid. No, I don't know where it came from. Yes, we've got people inside checking it out. I trust them. They are competent, and, well, we've given them a time limit, and if they don't come out in a certain period of time, then we're going to go in after them. But we have many, many other pressing things to discuss, and as long as nothing uncouth is coming out of that pyramid, I consider it a win.
Fair enough.
For now, we
Eris
can...
actually answered every single point Drion could have possibly brought up. Okay.
Myself and, excuse me, myself, Callie, and Alara, we made sure that the docks were safe, and at least all of the, residents were accounted for. We were only missing one person, and that's Larix. But some of the up-and-coming, dock masters from the Maginox Merchants Guild were insistent on checking it out.
So I've heard.
I trust them, and I do believe you might be acquainted with one another. Is that right, Drion?
I know two of them.
He nods.
Drion pauses and then he goes, "There used to be an orc with him. You know anything about him?"
No orcs. They do have another, raven folk, though, not one of Catherine's brood. But a sharp fellow. One of the sea.
Drion shifts his gaze onto Rain and shrugs a bit. If they drop the orc, they might actually have a chance.
I mean, I trust your opinion on these things in general, Drion.
Well, Azrael wasn't bad, and Kozlo can get a little bit distracted by explosions last I recall, but I don't know, sounds like they've turned over a new leaf. People respecting them is new.
So they were friends of yours, or adversaries?
No, it's, well, short version of a long, not that interesting story. When I first came to Maginox, I fell in with them to try to do some odd jobs, and didn't really take to the group after a while.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Well, Kozlo, for one, went on to, owning a business in Maginox, and quickly grew his influence after coming back from Vacaris.
Was it Kozlo's Den? Whatever it was called?
That's right.
Oh yeah, we had a bar briefly. I guess he still has it.
He does. It is his base of operations. Nothing really untoward going on there. From what I can tell, he's given a bunch of former criminals a bunch of jobs, and they have enough cash flow to keep them happy and employed. So, for what I can consider, Kozlo's got a decent head on his shoulders. He knows that money moves the world.
He looks back at Rain. After I fell out with them, I went out into the...
You got muted, Drion?
For this other Feronian that was wandering around.
Sorry, Drion, try one more time.
Drion looks at Rain. After I had the falling out with them, I went onto the countryside for a bit. And when that didn't work out, I ended up coming back and mostly kept to the docks. Truth be told, I'd kind of tried to avoid them and another Leonin that was wandering around.
Fair enough. And that's how you met Eris, then?
Well, Eris summoned me, but yeah.
Oh.
Drion and I have an agreement.
Which I'm
Oh,
told you
I'm
can't
aware.
actually uphold.
It is. But the timing will have to be right. And something that will not put our houses in jeopardy. I know this is something that you want greatly, but it is going to have to wait until the proper time. These things will come in order, and I appreciate all of the work that you have done so far.
Dreon makes a face at so far. Look, she's back. That was the deal.
She is returned, yet not yet in the status that was promised. He looks at Rain.
Dreon grunts.
I'm sorry. What?
Mm.
Dreon, did you not read the fine print?
What fine print? There was no print.
What status
Seriously,
am I
Dreon's
supposed to have
terrible at
returned
this.
in?
He didn't sign a fucking contract. What an idiot.
Okay, look, we have news, Eris, but I feel like you have a lot that you need to share.
I do. And I'm trying to put this gracefully without having Dreon immediately try and retrieve the rewards from our bargain.
No, it's fine. Dreon and I have already talked about the old bargain. It's fine. We'll a little bit of
from what I
state-sanctioned
understand-
murders. It'll be fine.
Dreon actually, interrupts Rain. Yeah, and from what I've heard, she's gonna be the one making good on your deal.
Rain just kind of looks at Eris and shrugs. Yeah, really, dear? Did you really think this was gonna work the way you thought?
He's just hide the pain herald right now. Just cringing at everything yeah. Oh god, which one of these horror fucking secrets do I have to reveal first?
He's sitting there with the Uno hand that he's just been filling up the entire time.
It's just the guy with tell the truth or draw 50. Eris with a handful of cards.
Wang Doodle at this point is just tucked down so just his eyes are right above the surface of the table, just kind of looking on, but definitely does not want to be involved. It's way confused and slightly overstimulated. He's just watching on.
But also, that's the height Wang Doodle normally sits at.
Hey, come on, man.
Look, if he
Little
sat
body,
up
big
straight,
heart.
if he sat up straight, I bet his snout could get over the table.
Do we need to get you a booster, Wang Doodle?
No, I'll build one.
Easy, he built his own.
I'm a big boy.
He just has a collapsible high chair in his bag.
It's actually where we'll have the proof of concept for Dreon's hydraulic lifted glaive.
Dreon gonna roll back to Feronian style.
Eris takes a breath and looks at Rain.
Well, I had a present for you, so...
He stops. Yes.
But now I'm not sure I want to give it to you until you tell us everything.
I should. Rain, as you are fully aware, as you have made a great impact on Maginox, more than you would ever know. The former houses, the courts that governed Maginox, like Cadus, Amaki, Lunesti, even some of the former Fey courts. Not much remains of the remaining governing system of Maginox. And the strongest houses now. The Lunesti, the Raven's blood. And he gestures to you. And potentially with you, we have decided that going forward, the strength of Maginox would be best served under more singular rulership, something that is not swayed by the corruption of the courts. He swallows hard.
Rain's eating a burrito as he does this.
At Alara's behest, and with the blessing of Catherine as well, and the other lesser houses, we believe that it is in Maginox's best interest to return to a more monarchical-based ruling system with the Lunestes at the forefront. We understand that Maginox serves a greater purpose, not just to harbor the creatures of the night, but to keep them at bay, not running wild upon the populace. We know this purpose that Maginox serves also gives these denizens of the night purpose and allows them to not have to resort to a more animalistic nature, to see their basic needs met. My mother's people, as you may be aware, are descended from, dream vampires, loosely put, as they feed on the dreams of others. They are a split action, so to speak. My mother's people are called the Somniari, or as they are most commonly called, the Moon Elves. Those that have chosen to revere the moon and live a more peaceful life consider themselves Somniari, but those that have made the choice to abandon a mortal coil and become vampires of the dream are what the Somniari called somnivores, which is what my mother is considered. The two factions have a tense alliance. The Lunestes are the most powerful house of the Somniari. And now that the Lunestes are... well, my family is in a place to rule Maginox. Alara has done what she can with her return to unite the Moon Elves and the Somnivores under a singular banner of night. He looks at Rain. Sir, this would put us in a more unique position rather than a ruling council. It would put us at the forefront of the ruling house of Maginox, and you and I would be considered king and queen.
Don't you dare say that. No.
It is true. Rain. And for all intents and purposes, you can call it what you want.
I have one very important question for you, Eris.
Oh, there will be more, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, just the one for now. Did you know this? Did you know this whole plan when we last spoke?
He nods. I did. Not the full extent, but I did.
Rain drums her fingers on the table.
I knew it would be a distraction for you, from the very least. And
right.
Would it not be to say that we were entertaining Queen Selene upon our rebuilt castle grounds? Do you not think that would take your mind off of retrieving the Moonblade and put you in further danger?
So are you protecting me, or are you protecting the mission, Eris?
Nice.
Because we're gonna get to the fact that you had Celine, one of the people who are closest and dearest to me, here in Maginox, and you didn't tell me.
He sighs. That was more of my mother's doing, and forgive me for that.
Oh, I will have words with her later as well, don't you worry.
Well, it was Alara's idea, but
I'm not mad, Eris. I'm just disappointed. And a little bit mad.
It is important for Maginox to have the representation of all creatures of the night, and that also means the unseelie court. I pledged to Queen Celine. I pledged our strength to Queen Celine in return for your hand and her blessing, and for our promise to return honor to the unseelie and representation of the unseelie court of Maginox, and with you to help rebuild it.
And she agreed to it? I mean, to the whole queen part. I'm not a queen, Eris.
I don't picture you as a queen to sit on a gilded throne and have servants wait on her hand and foot. And I think Celine knows that as well.
No, I don't even mean that. I mean, I'm not capable of it.
Your capabilities lie within yourself. You show them every time you go out into those wilds and come back more dangerous, more informed, more beautiful.
That last bit was a little weird. Little weird addition there. I mean, Drion does the same thing. Drion comes back from adventures and he's strong and powerful and beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Are we gonna make Drion queen?
Drion looks
I'm just
at Eris.
saying. There's a lot more to being queen, and Celine should know that. Alara should know that.
It's about making
I am very good
decisions.
at murdering people, that's true.
You are a beacon of hope and of representation. Rain, you have done so much in your life that so few people even know about. The witchblades, He looks over at Drion and Wangdoodle. I will not tell all of your stories, but your exile from the southern lands was entirely unwarranted. And I think deep down Queen Celine knows that as well. But I convinced her that having the Unseelie Court once again, having a foothold in Maginox, would turn this from a vampire's feeding ground into once again a place of just living experiences. I beseeched Celine, and in return, we serve under her. And you would no longer be exiled from the southern lands.
I could go home?
You could.
Dreon looks like he's about to say something, but like in a rare moment of restraint, silences himself.
If it's Celine's will, she knows what's best, of course.
You hear Kira from the back. Celine wants her daughters to come home.
Still would have liked to see her, though. I'm not finished here. So I'm still mad at you for that, Eris.
I have been in so many meetings. My meetings have had meetings.
Oh, yes, please tell me about your meetings.
Please, no.
Yes, we want to hear about your meetings, not like we've been out risking our lives or anything.
So we bring the unseelie cord back to Maginox. And that is also a bit where Dreon comes in. Dreon, as you may be aware, is from Baronia and has a significant number of warring clans, mostly made up of Leonin and other catfolk that are native to the desert. These various warring tribes have risen to power with the decline of the presence of some of the Feronian undead, and as magic seeps out of the region, raw skill and cunning and power have replaced magic as practical tools of the trade. However, this has also caused a significant dearth and lack of Fae as well in Feronia. The lack of magic is affecting them greatly. And the warring tribes of Feronia do everything they can to speed up the magic seeping from the region, which I believe comes from some of the things that we have discovered along the way. The presence of the slow. In what form, I do not know. But all we know is that magic is slowly seeping from the region, and these tribes are facilitating it in various ways. We don't feel like this effect is strictly reserved for Feronia, and the tribes have been making rumblings about an anti-magic crusade of some sorts rumbling across the plains. He looks at Dreon. Dreon has come to me with an idea of putting a stop to some of these powerful tribes and their spread of their anti-magic zealotry. And I do believe it is in the neighboring region's best interest to make sure the Feronian tribes do not extend their influence outside of Feronia. He looks at Dreon. Does that sound correct to you?
Dreon shrugs. I just want Marin Swiftsteel dead.
Marin Swiftsteel is one of the leaders of these the anti-magic Feronian catfolk. Is one that is particularly vexing Dreon, and something that I agreed to handle.
Dreon raises a brow at that and looks at Rain.
Honestly, this I have the least concerns about. This is all totally reasonable.
Well, there it is then.
He says, well, I'm just catching you up on, well, everything. Let's discuss what is going on underneath Maginox, as we have discovered what is going on within Maginox, magical pyramid. We have some people inside. We are going to make sure that they come out alive, but we've given them some time. And after that time, if they haven't come out, we presume that they are dead. And we will go with our next plan.
Is there already a next plan? Or is that a TBD to plan?
No, we actually do have a plan. It involves a significant amount of the Somniari. Seeing if there is a dream residue to this pyramid, or if there is anything slumbering inside. If they can go through the dreaming and avoid any physical obstacle, it just takes more time and is potentially more dangerous. We do have a dreamwalker here in House Lunesti. If you wish to speak with her more about that. Her name is Elitha. She is currently in the East Wing.
Dreon looks over at Wangdoodle. You keeping up with all this?
Oh, absolutely not. I have no idea where any of this is going. Wow.
Elitha is a Somniari dreamwalker, and she uses her abilities to manipulate the dream to help heal the wounded minds of others. Her particular sect is dedicated to healing the minds of undead and reborn that may have come back with more attached to their thoughts than intended. It is a complicated thing, but many of the Somniari tend to heal through powers of the mind.
Okay, so... Oh, go ahead, Wingdoodle.
A flash kind of appears, like, in the Wangdoodle's eyes kind of glow, and without even thinking, he just immediately asks, is her ability, like, is it limited to stuff? Like, could it pass through otherwise impassable things, like Borean shuts?
The dreaming, my dear artificer, is as limitless as what your mind can comprehend. Something that my mother would say. And so, in short, I believe the answer would be yes, but the sheer amount of possibilities in the dreaming would render that question quite complex.
I mean, I might have a few questions, but I mean, if it works the way I think it might, then, we might get getting closer to a solution for the whole, engine spirit combat thing.
He looks at you. Let's put a pin in that.
Wangdoodle has no idea who knows about what. It's just like, I don't know how much I can divulge. We're just gonna roll with it.
We kind of keep that under wraps, Wangdoodle. That's not really public knowledge.
Well, I would certainly hope not. I can't imagine the public would be very happy with the whole idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you would have gotten that if, those moles hadn't interrupted your orientation with Esther.
I mean, I really appreciate the respect that you think I would, be able to hold on to all that information, but, one day at a time.
Okay,
yes.
Well, what else do we have to cover, Eris? I mean...
Well, we are currently sitting on a very simmering pile of lava. I don't know if you have delved underneath Maginox, but there is a contingent of elves that lives deep underneath Maginox in a city called Vacaris. These lava elves, which were once drow, that were related to the Hamakis, but the Hamakis pledged their power to the bats above ground, while the Vaki pledged their power to a fire elemental. These Vaki underneath Maginox have lived amidst the lava in rather unhospitable conditions, but they make some of the best magmancers that you could possibly comprehend. But anyway, Vacaris, while not particularly friendly to strangers, has been under siege for quite some time from a rival Earth Ganassi faction. We had come to learn that the Vacarans and their leader, hold on, let me take a step back. Vacaris had come under great attack by a red dragon and lost a significant amount of people. Many of the royals of Vacaris, many of their leaders perished as a dragon rampaged underneath the ground. The Vaki, for a long time, also pledged their skills in order to become more skilled at slaying dragons. At one point, they used their powers to keep themselves safe from the feral undead that once plagued the lands of Polaris. But now, well, with Maginox in place and the feral undead no longer a threat, they became lax and, unfortunately, suffered a great loss at the hands of this dragon. They thought they had lost all of their royals. And in fact, they did. But there was a blood hag that took advantage of the situation and took the face of one of the royals of Vacaris and was leading their people, experimenting on them, using their blood for strange rituals. We know that something simmers underneath Vacaris. There's a black oil that is causing a raging sickness to rampage through the Earth Ganassi populace, but not affect the Vacarans so much. We don't know if it's their fiery blood that keeps them more safe, but this blood hag had taken control of the Vacaris jail. Lavare had sat on an island away from the city. These people that you know, Drion, Coslo, Gorbella, they went into Lavare. They saved all of these people that were being experimented on against their will by the Blood Hag. That's where all of these new faces in Maginox have come from. They've taken control of the docks and, thankfully, under the presumption of good. But it seems like Coslo is a shrewd businessman, and he knows that he has both influence and power, and is someone I do not wish to upset at this point.
What? Drion is just like mumbling under. What the fuck happened?
But
Apparently
Coslo
you
and
left,
Bella,
Drion. They got good.
they discovered this blood hag and put an end to her. But now they still need to resolve, how did they let this blood hag wear the face of their regent lord for so long and go completely undetected, while the blood hag was free to experiment on those that she threw into the jail, mostly the Earth Ganassi. And now, without a leader. Vicaris is being governed by willing teachers, while the Earth General Sida waits outside their doors, wanting revenge for the populace that has been experimented on for, well, the Ascended know how long. So right now we're sitting on one political issue that could explode at any moment. And that I don't have a good answer for. The Vicarans have a deep-rooted hatred for all things that consider themselves to be undead, and have no love for the people of Maginox. If we were to extend our presence down there, it would not be received well. Do we just leave it to resolve itself? I don't have the answer. But either way, it needs to be handled very delicately.
Well, it sounds like you have a top crew on it already, Eris.
Yeah, you don't need us.
I am thankful for the brave souls like Coslow and Grabella that are working for our benefit. I just hope they understand just how much they are doing and what they mean to Maginox. I don't believe I said it quite well when we were having our meeting. I'm sorry, it's just been very stressful trying to make sure the ground underneath us suddenly doesn't explode with the presence of a long-dormant Fire Lord keen on renewing his ancient vows to slay all the undead.
That would be bad. Is there something that we need to worry about? Like, do we need to actually get involved? I know we were kind of being flippant, but...
This is something I wanted to bring to the table, but I will shelf it momentarily until we have all of, everything that's going on the table to look at.
Mm-hmm. Because we definitely have something to put on the table.
Please.
Unless you have more.
He counts. Vicaris, and the Earth Ganassi, yes. Yes. There were some straggler Hamaki and Vicadans that had taken to their ships and were attempting for a little light piracy while the scared tourists of Maginox escaped the chaos of the city. Coslow and Grabella also put a stop to them with the help of a new, raven face named Sea Swab. And they have taken a liking to the docks.
I don't know who these people are, but they sound remarkable.
Competent, yes. And something to keep an eye on? Also, yes.
Well, great. It sounds like they've been doing a bang-up job, aside from, maybe the whole pyramid thing, but we'll see how they resolve that.
Well, it is, those people that are checking out the pyramids, so I hope they will be successful.
Okay, well, is it our turn then?
Please.
Oh, by the way, we are going to get to the whole Crichton in the vestibule, but we can deal with that later.
As you may have put together, unfortunately, Queen Celine's presence has come with some various Klingons. One being presence of House Crichton. They do not forget your transgression against their house, but Queen Celine had promised them a emissary presence within House Lunesti that would be tolerated and respected, and to ensure that there is nothing negative, aimed towards House Crichton in the future.
So this House Crichton serves this Queen Celine, then?
Yes, that is correct. It is one of their most influential houses.
And Rain...
They would love to not serve Celine.
Think I'm putting two and two together now.
I may have murdered the head of their house's son, but he did deserve it.
Well, sometimes people just gotta get murdered, you know? Send a message.
Lucia, which is that damnable bitch's name, would like nothing. He, like Eris leans forward and he says quietly, would like nothing more to find some errant demonic presence, some sniff of Tiamat's farts within our house and go crying back to the court that Queen Celine is in cahoots with demons. She wants to find dirt on us, and frankly, I'm going to say it here in the midst of friends in this room, that she can go to the hells.
He looks at Wangdoodle. Hey, look at that, you're a friend now.
But we cannot harm her, kill her, or do anything to her. It will ruin the entire alliance that we have going for us. We have to tolerate her, unfortunately.
Fine. Well, we have good news.
Please.
Shall we share good news for a change?
I would love some good news, honestly.
Rain reaches into her bag and pulls out the Moonblade and sets it on the table in front of Eris.
He looks at it, but doesn't touch it for a while. Moonblades are something that is highly revered in elven society, and there are many different elves in the world, and each have their own concepts and lore and ideas about what a moonblade means to them. They never think about the origins.
Well, we found it. It was being sipped on by an imprisoned demon who was brought forth at the behest of the seneschal of the Court of Butterflies, and blah 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 blah. Oh, we also kind of murdered the head of the Court of Butterflies, and it is now under new management. Technically, we didn't murder him. Technically, we reminded him of his responsibilities. I don't know. Bonsai could explain it quite a bit better than I could. And he may have turned into a tree for all eternity. I don't know.
Well, that is one way to get some of the favor of the Unseelie Court, is to turn a Seelie leader into a tree.
Oh yes, I did find it quite amusing. The other thing, though, speaking of Unseelie, we also found the Moonblade alongside this, and Rain pulls out the the Queen's Shadow.
Oh. And forgive me, Rain, my arcane eye is not as keen as yours. What is this? I've never seen anything quite like it. It's a beautiful gem.
Well, it seems that it is approximately 1/2 of the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Well, he looks. I'm assuming this is the dark.
That's probably good. I didn't think about that, but yeah, seems good. We also found her daughter, and freed her daughter from what seemed like an indeterminate prison sentence for trying to find her mother, imposed by the Court of Butterflies.
This is fantastic news. You started off so strong, and then it went really ass up, and then it became good again. So I like
At what
this.
point did it become ass up?
When you killed the Sealy, the leader of the Court of Butterflies? Wait,
That was a pleasant interlude.
wait. So is Hala there?
She is. She is now, I don't know if they use... I don't know what titles they use, but Hala's in charge.
This
Right? Hala
is-
was the one we put in charge.
Again, this went from bad to good. This is all good. No,
We
Hala's
only ever have good news, Eris. Come on.
never
Right,
my
Trion,
wildest dreams.
we only ever do good work.
Well, definition of good is up in the air, but we do the work.
So now we have the tolerance of a powerful Sealy court, the essence of one of the long missing unsealy presences that are native to Arctis. What other horribly delightful news have you brought home, Rain?
Well, pause, rewind. We don't have the tolerance. The Court of Butterflies owes us a pretty goddamn huge favor. The entire court was under the spell of some memory-snatching were-raven gone bad. So, that's fixed now.
Interesting. And the were-raven?
I don't know that he's dead. I don't know. There was a lot of explanation.
Yeah, this
suffice
falls
it to
firmly. This falls firmly in the bonsai camp of who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, Bonsai may be working on rekindling his their Barborian roots with the Raven folk of Auralia. And I don't know, maybe this Raven is being redeemed. It's not really entirely clear to me. It was weird bird magic.
Bird magic. Was this raven one of Catherine's brood? Forgive me, I assume all were-ravens are related.
No. Well, actually, yes. The were-raven perpetrator was. There was another were-raven that assisted us with this particular ritual, who I do not believe was, although I do think he said something about stopping by. He has something of Catherine's that she may want back.
All sounds very vague,
memories.
but... Oh,
Memories.
interesting.
But I'll leave that to the birds to deal with. That doesn't really seem like our place.
Very good. Well, we have the Moonblade, and now... He puts his hand on it. With this, the Somniari will be united. Those that still have a heart that beats in their chest, and those that have decided to extend their life by consuming thoughts and dreams of others, they both have a united place here in Maginox, and we can show and teach those other somnivores that they don't have to feed on dreams of others. They can even battle nightmares. He takes the Moonblade, holds it. Though I don't know if I am even worthy of this.
Well, if not the king of Maginox, I don't know who would be.
He puts it down.
But more to the point, also, it now allows us access to the Lysa Library.
It does.
Which Wangdoodle is eager to visit. Are you not, Wangdoodle?
Wangdoodle perks up again after all this drawn out political talk and, political interrelations. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm excited. Hey, just random side question as Wang Doodle hastily grabs some papers that he was sketching on and shuffles them aside. Do you happen to have any, from doing the rebuilding and kind of, whatnot around here, do you have any, like, extra reinforcing steel? Like any real high carbon steel, any, like, leftover wood that you're not using?
We might have some scrap. We also have some metal in our armory that we can put to good use. We do have, more Splinterhoof, which you may have seen him in the near the Maginox docks. He is our local master carpenter. And we have some Earth Ganassi who are skilled with ores that can also assist you.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, that'd be really helpful. Wang Doodle's doing his absolute best to not show that his belief of being a superior craftsman and artisan is, he's doing his best to suppress that at this point. Yeah, I'll happily work with the local experts.
Oh my god. Eris looks back at Rain. The fact that my mother is a somnivore has been a pain point in the Somniari house structure. But on the next full moon, if the sword does deem me worthy, and I am blessed with the powers of the twilight, we should finally be able to open the sword's hilt and get the pigment that we need for the painting. I will need some time to think, prepare, and we won't know that I am worthy until the full moon.
Well, I'm not worried about it.
Haley just leans back in his chair. I don't even know what that means. What makes someone worthy? Does that mean I can't make a mistake? I have to be perfect and unfaltering?
No, maybe it has to do with honoring your word and helping people who perform services for you and honoring your contractual obligations.
While the sarcasm is noted, I don't doubt that that is a factor in what this sword would consider worthy.
I wouldn't overthink it, Eris. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, and what? I not think about the crushing embarrassment I would feel hoisting that sword to the moonlight, being bathed in the light of the moon under the watchful eyes of my mother's people, their judging stares, only to find myself wanting and withering under their gaze.
I somehow doubt that the lost son of a dead house who has returned to his people and brought them back from the brink of demonic possession would be found unwanting by a sword. You could have stayed in exile, Eris. In fact, based off of everything that you've shared since we've been here, I rather think you would have preferred that. You're doing the hard thing. You're doing a thing I wouldn't even dare do.
I tire so much of all of these needs and wants, and everyone's desires are conflicting, and it's impossible to please everyone without leaving this gaping feeling in your heart that you're letting them down at every opportunity.
Rain just grabs his hand and takes it into hers. You're not alone. Even if you're kind of an idiot sometimes.
He looks at Wangdoodle and Drion.
Yeah, should we get out of here?
No. Sorry, Drion, would you also like a hug?
No, normally where I'm from, when we get to the touching part, that's usually... Look, I'm just saying I can leave.
Please, no.
I didn't think you were so prudish, Drion. I only touched his hand.
What? Prudish? He looks at Wangdoodle. He looks at Wangdoodle expectantly.
Wangdoodle is very much out of his element now. It's like, what? Interpersonal activity? What? Relationships? What?
Drion sees that he's struggling. He looks, Wangdoodle, do you ever fuck before?
Well, I don't know how that's really any of your business.
The dryad in the corner is cracking up.
He stares at Wangdoodle for a minute. He stares at Wangdoodle for a moment, and then he looks back towards Eris and Rain. I'm gonna guess that's probably a no. I'm just saying, where I'm from, when we start holding hands and everything, it's just fucking 2 steps to the other stuff. So if you're gonna start doing that, I'm gonna fucking leave. Neither of you are worth watching.
Yes, but if you also start spraying on the walls, I'm going to put you outside. So perhaps we should not be pestering Wangdoodle for his sexual conquests. It leads no
sound like there's any to
credence to his
him
character.
Drea just leans back in his chair.
Do not mind Drion. He is from a rather uncouth land.
Oh, I don't think you can say that, really. Eris. It's a little racist.
Is that a little problematic?
And Drion just snickers at that and kind of sneers a little bit.
I just think, sometimes there's a time and a place for private conversation. I just don't know if that's, here and now.
No, you're right. It is back to being perfect Eris.
I mean, I don't mind what you guys want to do, whatever makes you happy. But I mean, if you want an audience, you at least make sure that they're on board about it first.
Yeah, that's basically all I was saying.
Right. And they never touched again.
Good. Drion's doing his part.
We found a solution for this problem.
Yep.
Rain just steps over and just grabs Eris's face and just kisses him.
Oh!
Wow. But deadlocks eyes with Drion and Wangdoodle the whole time.
Oh my
god.
Oh, yes.
Cat want out?
Cat want out? Meow. Starts meowing at the door.
Meow.
Drion looks back. When you are done with whatever the fuck this is and are ready to go fucking fix Veronia, let me know.
Wangdoodle has fallen out of his chair, laughing at the psycho stare down that Rain had given mid-kiss.
Drion walks out of the hallway and he looks at the Somniari commoner. This place is fucked! And then he keeps walking off.
Oh my.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my voice back together.
Rain, that is certainly one way to show your dominance, but perhaps that will not sway the entire crowd. Maybe it will.
I don't know, it seemed to work here.
We should keep that on the back burner.
Be careful, that stare can get kind of intense. Anyway, I'm gonna go find some of that scrap you got sitting around. I'm pretty useless in this kind of conversation.
And although Queen Celine couldn't stick around, she was accompanied by Ire, so... If you want to catch up, by all means.
Oh, we have lots to catch up about.
The upper parts of the house should be relatively free of Somniari. So if you need a little bit of respite, I suggest some heading up to the 2nd floor. But you'll find everything you need down here as well.
Is there anything we need to do to determine our next steps? I am still very insistent that we do need to go to the Ice Library as soon as possible. That is, frankly, the only way we found of addressing the issues with the slow.
Well, we have some time before the next full moon. We should make sure that you do have Laryl still, yes?
Oh, yes, we do still have her on our ship. Are we supposed to just keep her with us the whole time, or do we have a plan for her?
Laryl
She's
is
like knitting or something.
Laryl is a vassal now, and if we show the Hamaki that we are treating her with respect and kindness, and give her a place here, that the Hamaki will follow her wherever she goes.
Well, we can send for her then.
That is one thing I wanted to resolve. The next thing is that I need to make sure that I'm worthy of this blade. We want this pigment. It's going to also require me being worthy, whatever that means.
Well, you better get studying then, dear.
I don't even know what that means. And we need to make sure that any tensions between the living and the vampiric Somniari, well, everything about this coronation needs to go smoothly.
So will you be coronated at the same time as the whole Moonblade ritual shenanigans?
He nods.
Is that the plan?
That is the current plan. It does require a full moon, an outdoor venue, and some basking in the light. Some ancient magics that I am only half partial to. I am not only half Somniari. But if you want more details, I would ask my mother. She's most likely wandering the halls somewhere.
I'm mostly concerned about demonic incursions, if I'm being honest. I have no doubt that you will be worthy, dear. But the last time we had one of these ceremonies, a bunch of demons ripped themselves through a portal and blah 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 blah.
Yes, I have no doubt this influx of power may cause some undue attention. And you know that Lucia Crichton would like nothing more to go blabbing back to House Crichton that the Lunestias are infested with demons. We need to make sure that she either doesn't see it, or that we kill anything that pops up immediately.
I did also find a mirror of soul trapping while we were out and about in the Court of Butterflies vaults. I'm just saying. Not for any particular reason or anything.
He thinks, would that even work? I mean, honestly, that would be hilarious. Just put her in stasis for a while, it's fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Absolutely nothing could go wrong.
Honestly, couldn't hurt. I don't know exactly what goes into it, but it sounds like you put her in a mirror and then she can't get out. Sounds fantastic to me.
Anyway, like I said, purely hypothetical. Alright, well... Is there anything else we need to discuss? Apparently, future King Aris Lunesti. My liege.
Ugh. No, I think that's it for now. But please reassure Drion I am not trying to extend the unnecessarily extend the length of our agreement. He needs to understand that these things need to happen in order, and we're not going to get anything done if a Moonblade isn't even going to listen to me.
Rest assured, I already spoke to Drion about this, and it has to at least come after the Ice Library, but Drion will be Drion.
You're going to let a xenophobic Leonin into the memory of Arctis. A curious choice.
I'm going to let anybody in who's going to keep me alive and make sure that we can do what we need to do while we're there.
Just make sure he doesn't take his anti-magic principles and take it out on, well, everything that we hold near and dear to our hearts, like our thoughts and memories.
He is a perfect gentleman, Eris.
Alright. I have like 20 more meetings to go to. I am so sorry. Please make yourself at home. Everyone knows you, so if you have any questions, just talk to any long-eared, pale elf that looks sleepy.
Right. That also sounded vaguely racist, Eris. We are gonna have to work on your your language skills.
Bro, after calling out the xenophobic Leonin, this guy.
Right?
Oh, no.
Well, Eris, don't work too hard.
Of course. No rest for the wicked.
Meanwhile, I'm in a Final Fantasy IX, take the active time event, and check in on Drion and Wangdoodle.
Yeah, checking in on Drion and Wangdoodle.
Drion looks over at, or looks down, I guess, to Wangdoodle. So I actually don't understand. What is your working arrangement here? Are you just kind of stuck with them now?
What? Stuck with who? Exactly? What?
Reign of the Ascended?
Oh, I mean, Lou just said, hey, you're going to do some field work, and said, all right, here's where you got to go. He's like, you still got that ornithopter, right? And I said, yeah, I still got it. He's like, great, go fly it.
This is actually, I
okay.
think I was looking for a shorter answer here, but I think I get it. God.
It seems kind of important, so I just want to make sure we get it done.
Fair enough. Everyone's got their reasons, I guess.
If my project works, then, there's going to be an answer for, a lot of our problems.
Yeah? Like what?
Oh, find a way to, deal with the slow.
Drion pauses for a minute. Oh, yeah. Yeah, alright. No, that's all bad stuff. He seems like very barely interested in it.
Oh, Drion's thoughts about the slow. Yeah, slow! Yeah, it's so bad. Ooh.
Call me when the slow is named Martin Swiftsteel, and then I'll have a game.
Wangdoodle hasn't picked up on, the lack of interest. Yeah, everyone keeps saying it's all bad. It's I'm pretty certain there's going to be some benefit to it. I'm almost done with a theory about, being able to limit magical capacity.
Drion looks down. Yeah?
Yeah, just block it from working in certain places or around certain people.
Drion suddenly seems deep in thought.
I don't know. I mean, it's still kind of a pipe dream. You gotta. I haven't been able to get the right kind of aerosolization on it. It's I don't know. Maybe sometime.
Well, I feel like with everything going on in this ice library trip, you might find something of interest.
I mean, I hope so. I've always been told it doesn't exist.
Drion shrugs. I don't know. Have any of them actually seen it before? Do we even know it exists?
I got pretty confused during our last discussion about it, but it sounded like someone's seen it before.
And everything you've seen in the books, Wangdoodle, tells you that the ice library was destroyed, so...
And anything is better than nothing. I mean, for me, like, that's good enough.
Drion watches the character who's been wandering around the whole time.
Do. Boy, I love being alive!
Ugh, I hate this place.
Boy, I sure love living. Hey, buddy!
Shut the fuck up!
Oh, wow!
God damn it.
Oh, somebody's got a case of the Mondays!
Ugh, I should just go back to the docks, except somebody dropped a fucking pyramid on it.
Rain, you come out.
Drion sees him.
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays!
Drion sees Rain come out. Oh, I guess Rain is fast.
Sorry.
Sorry, Lady Silver song.
Some kind of sex insult? You come quick. Doesn't work on women, idiot.
Yeah, for the record, I meant to say Eris. And then I said Rain, and I was like, you know what, fine.
We are immune to your japery.
No, it's fine. Just dumb Leonin making dumb sounds.
Right, just kind of cocks an eyebrow and like gently golf claps. Well done.
Everyone point and laugh at the sex haver.
Couldn't be me.
Could be me.
All right, so what's next?
Well, it sounds like we have some time until the full moon, at which point Eris will attune with his moonblade, and we will be able to get the dye that is still required to finish the painting that becomes the portal that will take us to the ice library. So, given that time that we have, what would you all like to do?
Just a curiosity. How many cannons do you think I could fit per side on the Audacity?
Good question.
I don't know. I'm not the artificer, Wangdoodle. However, I can tell you I did order 4.
Oh,
so I would expect the number to be 4, greater than or equal to 4.
You could do at least 6. You could overclock
6
it to
aside?
8.
Well, I was kind of hoping we could make history and, do a little bit better than the Queen Anne artillery.
Do illuminate me, please.
The Queen Anne artillery was a series of 12 guns that was outfitted to be a broadside on a ship.
So is that 12 to a side or 12?
Yes.
Oh. That certainly sounds like a lot of
Why
guns.
does the ship need so many guns?
We might need more hands to operate them all.
Just start stapling guns to the whole of the ship. Artificery.
You just see duct tape holding guns precariously at angle.
I'm just picturing actually the guns having guns. Like there's little guns on top of the guns.
Like, look
Little
out for
gun
my
hats.
gun cannon. Yeah.
Each bullet explodes into another gun.
What are we, Borderlands now?
Yeah.
Drion looks over at Rain. I think I actually need to go do some fact finding. Eris's vision or version of what's going on in Feronia doesn't quite match up with mine.
That's fair, Drion. I would like to understand a little bit better about what's going on there as well. Like I told you on our way back to Maginox, I do have some concerns that there's more of Tiamat's claws and things in more places than just Maginox. We saw the corruption of the slow that affected the Court of Butterflies. We also encountered cultists down in Borealis, and they even interfered with the Ascension ceremony. So it seems like it would be likely that she is in more places than just those that we've been to.
Last I checked, the clans had been dismantled, but this whole crusade thing is new to me.
Well, like I said, you absolutely have my sword when the time comes to deal with her.
Well, that seems to be about the only thing that matters around here when Eris is concerned.
Eris will honor his deal to you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, really, it's really about you honoring his deal to me.
He would have honored it with or without me. I want to be clear.
But I'm saying,
It just
I don't
would
think
have
it would have
been
mattered
more
if he had
difficult.
honored it.
He would have found a way. He's very resourceful. He built and operated an entire thieves network before I ever showed up.
Ah. That would explain how he found me.
To your point, I guess he is quite a bit more capable when I'm not around.
No, he's a totally different person when you're not around.
I did
When I
kind
talked
of
to him before, he felt like a prince. Over in there, he's, oh, what, I'm not worthy to hold a fucking sword.
I did kind of yell at him really harshly one time for inscribing an explosive rune on somebody's head.
That's... what? God, I hate magic.
But it was Frank!
Right, and Rain loves Frank.
Wait, I don't know how Dreon feels about Frank. Frank?
I mean, Dreon, like, is slummed it up real hard in Maginox and has fucked some things that are undead, so I don't think he feels especially passionate about undead things.
He's a skeleton, sir!
No, is that not... what? Is that not undead?
You can't, okay, you can't gun and you cannot bone.
No, I'm just saying Dreon has had sex with things that are considered undead. So I don't think he's going to have, like, strong opinions about a skeleton. Sorry,
Not that he wants to fuck the skeleton.
I mean, I just went a step further. I mean, the man clearly has no morals.
Well, I mean, be that as it may.
He
for
said he would
physical
fucking...
reasons,
if you would fuck an undead, then would you fuck a skeleton?
If the skeleton has flesh...
What is the percentage of
acid
flesh
pussy.
that is... What?
What? If they're... Okay.
Okay, what
There's
if it was
nowhere that this goes.
only...
Okay.
Hold
I
on.
want to paint you a picture.
I don't want
It's a skeleton.
this picture in my head.
Okay,
Okay.
you made me fucking have a picture of Rain and Eris holding hands, so fuck you.
What?
Okay.
That's
these are on the same.
That's
Yeah,
These are on the
traumatizing.
same level.
Trust me,
Absolutely
this is
on
a
the same level.
force-appropriate response. Okay, a skeleton with flesh just from the navel down to the knees. Dreon can fuck that.
No!
And that's the kind of motherfucker Dreon is.
Dang! I didn't know he was an ass guy. What a freak.
I mean, did you... You know what? I don't want to answer this on stream, but yeah.
I mean, look, the only winning move was not to play here. Let's be honest.
But that's the thing. There's very few things Dreon won't play with.
That's fair. You know what?
No, weird, racist, like necrophiliac cat man.
I don't
What
know.
are you-
I don't know that
what
Dreon
is-
is racist. I don't know that Dreon is racist.
Dreon's not actually like... Well, okay, in modern Twitter parlance, Dreon is definitely a racist. However, in, like, normal society, Dreon just basically thinks Leonin are the best race by far.
I mean, he's a big, handsome cat man who's not damaged by the desert sands and has seen many a battle in the blood of his enemies.
Let's be honest. Anything that can wield a Furminator, I think, is A-okay in Dreon's book.
Yeah, I mean, if you Furminate the man, you know, he respects you.
All right, Dreon. Tonight we've learned that you're a freak.
Whoa, not me, it's Dreon. I just hold hands in real life.
And you've learned a lot about Rain, her complex past, and her even more complex future, as she is now coming back to surprise Queen of Maginox. Also, here's my mom's extended family. They're all here in my house.
Yeah, this did just become How I Met Your Mother.
Also, thanks for the sword. Now the moon will tell me if I suck or not.
The moon's gonna shine down on Eris, and the sword's just gonna whisper, mid.
Oh.
Campaign ends.
L plus ratio.
Look, it's the power of positive thinking.
I am positive this will not go well.
How hard can it
You're
be
going to
to
tell
attune to
me that a soul delivered by a long-eared tot tells us who should be king of Maginox?
I didn't vote for you.
I didn't vote for you.
Oh my god. Also, you have learned a lot about what the dream vampires are, so we can stop calling them dream vampires. But these are moon elves that have decided to instead sate their hunger on the thoughts and dreams of others. And Alara, being one of these undead moon elves, has a significant place of power amongst her people, living or undead, and that is also rather contentious. So, but hopefully this Moonblade will show that her intentions are pure, and that Rain, as she has discussed with you before, she does believe that even dream vampires can consume nightmares to subside, and while they may see it as distasteful or unpalatable, it can be done, and thus you can persist in a more humane way, which is what Alara believes that any sort of predator species should be able to have while living in Maginox. So, just something to consider. But now you have met what the moon elves are, and some of their relation to the dreaming. Eris has told you about one of the living moon elf dreamweavers that are currently here, and somebody that Wangdoodle is actually familiar with. One of the NPCs from Reflection, Elitha, is here. She is also a Somniari, so we're throwing it back. So if you want, you can hear all sides of the debate. But otherwise,
all 4 Arctis games have come together.
Yeah, they all
episode.
have. Finally, some
Yeah.
We're a
some story.
metaverse, guys.
Yeah,
This is starting to get perilously close to an Avengers film.
Very close.
Me behind the scenes, like, take it. Like, some parts, like, make sense to Wangdoodle because, like, he's met Elitha and, like, knows what she does.
Yeah, that's the reason Reflections had a standalone movie.
A standalone movie?
Yeah,
Wait.
audiences watched it and they were like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Wangdoodle's the best. And then, like, Wangdoodle joined the Avengers.
Yeah, but what happened to Dreon?
Freon, much like the Hulk, was decided that it wasn't really marketable to give him a standalone film. So instead, he's just kind of a character that shows up in other people's standalone films.
He might get a Disney Plus show though. Like
He's like the
yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah, I actually, I rejected an offer for a Disney Plus show. I just, like, don't think it's gonna work, so.
okay.
What about the Pixar knockoff?
I'm actually looking for something on FX. I really feel like that's Dreon's speed.
Right, because you want to be able to. You want to do rated R. It's important. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
Dreon film, like, has to be rated R.
You know, the new Echo, show is definitely rated R. So, like, you might have a shot on Disney Plus again.
Okay. Maybe it's back in play.
A lot of blood, a lot of gore.
I like how also Rain or Drew as a person has seen both the Kaamos side and the Ascended side of the story, so kind of knows where everything is coming from. So
I'm just gonna say they are respectable adventurers. I don't believe it.
Rain is like, oh god, these guys sound super fucking competent. Why aren't we recruiting from them? Like, why aren't we recruiting from them as the B League?
Listen, they're the feeder league. They handle, like, weird dungeon delves and stuff. When you need, like, the big guns, we get the call.
Yeah. Like, cosmic world-ending shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, like, look, I don't know, if a pyramid falls and you gotta go rescue someone, I don't know, call the B team.
Right, like, we're like the Avengers here in Ascended. They're like the Defenders.
The Defenders, yeah.
Like, look, they've got the different boroughs of New York on lock.
Yeah.
They got that shit covered.
They handle very localized threats. Yeah.
Thanos shows up, they ain't doing shit.
Yeah. At that point, like, sorry,
What are you gonna do, like Daredevil? What are you gonna do? Jump at him to death?
You don't call your friendly neighborhood Azrael, right? Like, you call Rain.
Yeah.
You call Rain Stark.
But when Tony dies, then Azrael brings him back.
That's actually probably supposedly they're bringing Tony Stark back.
Bring him back from the dead.
They're bringing them all back.
Yeah, well, got to do something.
Speaking of, the real superheroes, the A Team. Did we level up? Was this a milestone? This is the last of the MacGuffins. The MacGuffin to end all MacGuffins.
No, I don't. In fairness, if this was like Final Fantasy XIV MSQ, like, we don't technically level up until, like, the dumb ceremony Eris is going to do.
If we can convince Bonsai to watch the VOD, I would consider a level up. But this is a major milestone.
That is not difficult, but he will watch it at 4x speed.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually was watching some of the stream.
I don't think so. I don't think he is. No, we can do it. He'll watch it at 4x speed, and then, like, he'll know everything.
Yeah. It's fine. I'll think about it. We are very close on a level up. However, welcome back.
Yay!
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you all for the game today. I greatly appreciate it. And we will be back in full force next Wednesday.
Cool.
Sound good?
Later, everyone.
Sounds great.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Remember art description.
Yes, art description for you, White Wang Doodle. Send it to Rain, sexy blue kobold.
If you want help, I can help. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thanks. Good night.
All right, everybody. That's it for Arctis today. Whoa! Thanks for watching. Catch our shorts and our funny moments over on Play Arctis on Twitter and TikTok. Watch our VODs over on YouTube at Arctis DD. The DD stands for Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my god. I'm Zarina. Hey. Thanks for watching. If you're a teeny tiny D&D channel, thank you for watching or spending any time with us today. Super appreciated. I hope you had a great evening. Hope we gave you a few laughs. We do 2 sessions a week. One on Monday, one on Wednesday. 6 Pacific. Join us for the next one, won't you? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.